beautiful soul. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emily the Mystic. I am an Akashic Records reader, a psychic medium, I'm a channeler, I do all of the things in the spiritual world. And today in this incredible video, we're talking all about psychic protection, using your psychic and intuitive gifts in a safe, healthy, and fun manner, how to make sure that you're connecting with the highest frequency beings on the other side in the spirit world, and how to make sure that you're having the highest vibrational experience that you possibly can while using your psychic gifts. This is the process of discernment in terms of using your psychic, intuitive, and spiritual gifts. And if you learn these tips, tricks, tools that I'm going to be teaching you today early on, it's going to have an incredibly profound impact on your psychic, intuitive, spiritual journey, because you're going to feel safer. And when you feel safe using your intuitive gifts, that's when you create the space for those gifts to drop in even more strongly and to deepen your ability to connect to the spirit world and to deepen your ability to channel energy and learn how to connect to different types of energy. So before we even begin with this video, if you follow me, if you know my work, you know that I preach that we are all intuitive and that we all have the ability to use our intuitive gifts. We all have unique spiritual gifts. Those gifts are unique to each and every person. Your gifts are unique to you and you alone. And with that in mind, we all have that ability to connect to the spirit world. For some of us, it may be a little bit easier than others, depending on our natural sensitivity, our sensitivity as an energetic being, depending on perhaps if you're very empathic, very intuitive in nature, especially when you were a child, it may be a little bit easier for you to connect to the spirit world than someone who's a little bit more closed off or puts up a lot of walls around themselves energetically. But we all have the option and the ability to connect to the spirit world. And so it's definitely part of my work to make sure that we all have the ability to connect to the spirit world in a safe, healthy, fun, and light manner. So let's get into it. So psychic protection is really important when it comes to working with your psychic and intuitive gifts and connecting with the spirit world. Most of my clients come to me with a lot of fear around using their intuitive and psychic gifts. What's going to happen when I open my gifts? Am I going to start seeing ghosts in the middle of the night? Am I all of a sudden going to start attracting negative, dark energy into my life? Am I going to have, negative entities following me around and bothering me when I'm trying to sleep? And all of these different things. As you can see, that creates a lot of fear, a lot of stress, a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety. And a lot of this is actually based in non-reality. A lot of this comes from especially religious upbringings and backgrounds where we were taught to fear, ghosts, to fear spirits, and to not use our intuition, because tuning into and using our intuition makes us more powerful. So we are taught not to have the ability to tune into the spirit world because it's a very empowering thing to be able to do. And I will just say that the powers that be do not want us to have that access to our psychic and intuitive gifts. So we were very conditioned when we were growing up to not learn how to use our intuitive gifts because, again, it creates power for us. It empowers us as beings. And so we carry a lot of conditioning, programming around fearing what we could connect to when it comes to the spirit world. We fear what may happen. We fear what may happen when we open ourselves up. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my family? And so because of that, all of that conditioning, all that programming, especially from a religious background, that can create a lot of blocks and a lot of resistance when it comes to opening your psychic and intuitive gifts. For me, I grew up in a Roman Catholic household, and I was taught that psychic gifts, intuition, tarot cards were the work of the devil, right? And that by using and tuning into those interests and that side of myself, that I was doing the devil's work, that I would go to hell, all of those things. Automatically, that can create so much fear around, again, using your intuitive gifts. So by showing you and teaching you proper psychic protection today. I'm hoping to alleviate a lot of that fear within you so that you can feel empowered to use your psychic and intuitive gifts. And I do want to mention that I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You know, I'm not going to lie to you and to spiritually bypass and try to make this video super positive, because we live in a universe of polarity. So we live in a universe of both light and dark. One cannot exist without the other. So yes, we do have high vibrational, high energy beings of love and light. We also have lower vibrational, lower consciousness, darker energies as well within our universe. So yes, it is possible to connect to lower negative energies. However, this is relatively unlikely if you know what you're doing in terms of using your psychic and intuitive gifts. And by using the tips, tricks, tools that I'm going to be teaching you today, you will have no problem. You will not even worry or fear or be bothered by any of these so-called negative energies. And again, I just want to say a side note on that too. These negative energies are not going to physically hurt you or harm you or try to attack you in any way. They are lower consciousness energies, meaning they have lower, they don't even have, you know, a brain or a mental body, but they are a lower consciousness energy. So they aren't able to operate and do the same types of things that we can do. They don't have the same access to love that we have as human beings or that other higher vibrational beings have. So because of this, they are lower consciousness. They are not going to hurt you, harm you, drag you out of bed in the middle of the night. That stuff is in the movies, and so I don't want you to fear that or worry about that possibility at all. Okay, and of course, again, like I said, we want to be using these tools that I'm going to teach you as a way to empower you to feel safe, because the safer that you're going to feel accessing the spirit world, communicating with the spirit world, the easier things are going to open up for you and the more is going to flow in. The more information that's going to flow in, the more guidance you're going to receive, and the easier it will be for you to make a connection and to have an intuitive experience when connecting with the spirit world. So that's just a little bit of background around why this is so important. I was not taught these psychic boundaries, protection boundaries in the beginning of my spiritual journey with some of the first mentors that I worked with. For whatever reason, it wasn't important to them. Perhaps in their consciousness, they didn't really believe in this type of energy, which is fine and good, you know, for them. But it being such an energetically sensitive person, it opened me up to more negative energy that I shouldn't have been taking on. And by negative energy, I also mean energy from other people, from human beings too. So some of these tools and tricks that I'm going to teach you, you can also use when you are with other people as well. And I'll get to that in a moment. But again, I hope that these tools, you can use them to empower you and to feel excited about connecting with the spirit world. So let's get right on into it. Okay, so step one to this process, we want to set up psychic protection. So we are going to be working with our higher self in order to call in this beautiful psychic protection. This is a really great technique that you can use every single day if you would like, with other people, especially when you're around other people or in public, to really protect your energy field. So all we need to do is we're just going to set the intention to call in our higher self, and just know that your higher self is with you in this moment. And I want you to just close your eyes for a moment. You can put your hands on your heart. And I want you to visualize that at your heart space, there is a sparkling golden bubble of light that is beginning to emerge from your heart space. Beautiful. So it looks like a bubble, and we're going to allow this golden bubble of light to expand, and it's going to grow brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, and we're going to invite this golden bubble of light to wrap around us on all sides. So I want you to visualize that you're being surrounded by this beautiful golden bubble of light. And we're going to set the intention that by being surrounded by this golden bubble of light, we are sealing in the highest frequency of love, light, and truth into our space today. We only allow beings and energies of this highest vibrational frequency to be present with us in this moment. Beautiful. So you can open your eyes now. By visualizing that golden bubble of light, it creates the energetic protection around you. Especially when working with your higher self, all you need to know is that your higher self is present with you. You don't need any, physical cues to know that they are with you. Just know, just accept, just trust that. And by setting up that protection at your heart space, that energy is coming from you, and it's going to create this really beautiful protective bubble around you. So that's step 1, is setting up psychic protection. Step 2, when connecting with the spirit world, is we want to set the intention for who we want to connect with. So this is really great for beginners. A lot of psychic and intuitive teachers will tell you, well, just go and try to connect and see what comes in, which is great and fine. But if we're really intentional about who we want to connect to, it is more likely that we are actually going to make a connection to the spirit world. So you can connect to any type of being, of course, high vibrational being that you desire. So you may want to connect to your spirit guides. That could be your intention. You may want to connect to an archangel, like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, for example. You may want to connect to an ascended master, for example, Mother Mary, for example, Goddess Isis, Goddess Lakshmi. You may want to connect with a loved one on the other side. You could do that as well. So I want you to take a moment to decide who in the spirit world you want to connect with. And that is going to be our intention. If you're not sure, I would go with either Archangel Michael, he's the perfect one to begin working with, or to go with your spirit guides. Okay, so we're going to set that intention that we want to connect with our spirit guides today, for example. All right, so step 3 in this process is we're going to create some quiet space. Perhaps you already are in a quiet space while watching this video, but you want to make sure that you're in a space where you feel safe, you feel comfortable in order to meditate, in order to connect to the spirit world. So you may want to have a blanket, some pillows, some essential oils, crystals, whatever feels good to you. Again, be in a quiet space. If you are worried that you're going to be interrupted, you're not going to be able to fully relax into the experience. So again, just let everybody know that you need some quiet space and time and create that time for you. So once you're in a quiet space, you want to just really relax. And to settle into the space, I really encourage you to start by taking some deep breaths. So you may want to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just letting go of any energy that no longer serves. Let's do that again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, one more time, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just letting it all go. So as we're allowing our physical body to relax into the space, we want to ground our energy, to focus ourselves on this earth plane. So what I want you to do is just to bring your attention to the weight of your body and allow the weight, the heaviness of your body to just ground you, root you into the chair you're sitting on or the surface that you're lying down on, wherever you are. And I want you to bring your attention to your feet, and you may want to wiggle your toes. And we're just bringing our attention to our feet and to our body so that we can ground ourselves into this moment, ground ourselves into our body. Beautiful. Okay, and now you may want to close your eyes. And the next part of the process that I like to do is to visualize a staircase. And so this is a really beautiful visualization that's going to help you to raise your energetic vibration so that you can make a connection with the spirit world. So the staircase is a great visual because it's telling your brain, it's telling your subconscious mind that we are raising our frequency, we're raising our vibration in order to connect to the spirit world. So with this next part, you want to visualize a staircase however it appears to you. Maybe it's made out of wood, maybe it's golden, maybe you're seeing an elevator instead of a staircase, and that's great. Maybe it's a spiral staircase, whatever's coming through for you, just see that staircase in front of you. And we're going to set the intention to go up that staircase. So now that we're at the base of the staircase, we're going to take a step up one by one, okay? So I want you to take a step up 1, moving up the staircase. We're raising our vibration, taking another step up 2, raising our vibration, moving up the staircase, taking another step up. 3, continuing to rise step by step up the staircase. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I want you to find yourself at the top of the staircase. Beautiful. And now in this moment, I want you to set the intention to connect with the being who you wish to call in today. So that may be your spirit guides, that may be Archangel Michael, that may be a loved one of yours on the other side. So just setting that intention. And now when you start to feel like you're connecting with an energy, you may feel this in your body, you may sense a male or female energy, you may see someone in your mind's eye. This next step is really important because we want to make sure that we are communicating with a being of the highest vibrational frequency. So whatever being you're with right now, even if you can't see them in your mind's eye, no worries, that will unlock with time. But if you sense that you're with a being, I want you to ask in your mind, are you of the highest vibrational frequency? And I want you to wait for a response. You need to receive a yes response. So if you receive a no, I want you to ask this being to leave. Ask them to be on their way. Just visualize them leaving the space. If you did not receive an answer, I want you to ask that question again. Are you a being of the highest vibrational frequency? If you received a yes, great, perfect. I want you to continue this process until you're with a being who has responded yes or I am to you. Perfect. So now when you're with this being, I want you to just be in the energy of the experience. I want you to tune into what you can see in your mind's eye. I want you to tune into maybe you're seeing colors. Maybe you're actually seeing a person with hair, with specific clothes, just tuning into that. I want you to tune into your body. How do you feel in this being's energy? How do you feel in your body? Are you hearing anything in your mind? Are you hearing words? Do you just know something? Beautiful. Now you can ask them a question if you wish. You may ask them for their name. You may ask them, what do I need to know to get to know you better? You may ask, what guidance do I need to receive today? So just being aware of how the information may be coming in. You may be seeing visual shapes or colors. You may be hearing words or phrases. You may just know something. You may feel a feeling, an energy, and emotion in your body. Just tuning into that, allowing whatever sensations you're receiving to just come through. Beautiful. You may ask them any final questions that you have. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to say goodbye and we're going to close the space, and then we will debrief on what you received at the end. So I want you to just say goodbye to this being, allow them to dissipate, and find yourself at that staircase again. We want to lower our vibration back to the normal frequency so that we can continue with our normal day and our activities. So we're going to visualize walking down that staircase, taking a step down 10, 9, stepping down 8, 7, stepping down 6, 5, 4, lowering your vibration 3, 2, and 1. And now you can come back to your body and open your eyes and join me back on the video. So I hope you enjoyed that experience. That was a little taste of what it feels like to connect to the spirit world. The more you practice, the more you will receive more and more information, more and more insights. And I didn't want to give everything away before doing that exercise, but just to explain a few things that were going on during that exercise. Number one, again, we're raising our vibration, we're raising our energy frequency in order to make that connection to the spirit world, because beings in the spirit world are of a higher vibrational frequency than we are. So we need to raise our vibration to be able to connect with them. Number two, we need to make sure that we are confirming who we are connecting with. So we want to ask that question anytime we're connecting with any being: are you of the highest vibrational frequency? And that will confirm for you whether they are or they are not. I have had many experiences with clients who are super intuitive, who thought that they were connecting with a specific being, but then they started receiving messages or guidance from that being that didn't feel right to them. It felt off, or the being made them feel uncomfortable, or they started getting, weird messages to do or say things. And that is just an example of connecting with a lower vibrational being, a lower vibrational energy. And in that case, all you need to do is just ask that being to leave. And they have to leave. Following the universal law of free will, they have to leave. And then you can invite in the real being to step forward and use that question, are you of the highest vibrational frequency, again, to allow you to make sure that it is the being who you're speaking with. I really encourage you to also tune into your body during any future experiences, because being with a high vibrational being, you're going to feel the energy of love in your body. You're going to feel expansive. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel excited. I want you to tune into your body, because when you're having these beautiful spiritual experiences, you're going to feel the energy of joy. You may even have an emotional release. You may feel really overwhelmed with all of the emotions that you're experiencing, which is beautiful. But if at any point you feel uncomfortable, you feel fearful, you feel anxious, worried, it honestly, it may be coming from your own ego, but it is possible that you may be connecting with a lower vibrational energy. So in that case, we want to just close the space, let things go. If you feel like the fear is coming from you, there may be a little bit of shadow work unpacking on your end to figure out and get to the root of why am I carrying so much fear. But it is possible that you are connecting with a lower vibrational energy. So just be aware of that. And if that is the case, just ask them to leave. They have to leave. Ask them to leave, make them go, and then move forward and call in the real being to step forward to assist you. So definitely give this exercise a try again. To connect to a new being, to connect to maybe an ascended master this time if you called in your spirit guides, or to connect to a loved one if you called in an archangel. So see who comes through for you. Again, your intention is everything. And if you really set the intention to connect with a specific being, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to actually make that connection to the spirit world. But don't get down on yourself if this felt uncomfortable or you didn't feel like you were receiving as much as you wanted to. It takes time and practice. As I always tell my clients, the more time and practice you spend communicating with the spirit world, the easier it gets for information to drop in, and the more and more your psychic gifts open up and expand. Make sure that you check out my video series all about the different psychic and intuitive gifts so you can learn more about how the information is coming through your psychic senses. And make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this video helped you. Let me know who you made a connection with today. I would love to know. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Sending so much love.